It was just for a gag. I tried driving with these. It was fucking impossible doing a U-turn.
All right, and we're live. All right, man. And welcome to the inaugural episode of Chris Sees the Internet. My name is Kill C. Ray, but you can call me Chris. My co-host with the mostest, Mike Mackey, in the place to be. What's up, Mike? How's it going?
It's going well, man. How's it going? I'm a little itchy, man. I don't know if I got fleas or something.
Dude, you really got to start using your right hand sometimes too, man. I'm just saying.
No, man.
It's starting to become a problem.
They weren't joking.
It's starting to be an issue. It's not. I mean, I could care less, but I feel like your wife and the kids, there could be an issue.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to bring awareness to that.
So,
the Mr. Real.
What we're doing here on Chris Sees the Internet is I'm an internet junkie. I can't lie. I'm an internet junkie. I probably spend at least a good 80% of my day taking in some sort of internet materials. And when thinking of a co-host, my friend Mike Mackey came to mind because Mackey too is a crazy person for the internet. He's a rare fact extraordinaire. He pulls shit out his ass all the time. And he's weird enough to be on this show. I think that's the biggest thing, right?
Thank you.
Let's be honest. Like the biggest thing is you're just as weird as I am. So I think we're gonna have fun. So we're gonna try to give you guys like a quick snapshot, I guess, of what's on the internet right now and the stuff that we're kind of into. No holds barred, though. It's probably not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff.
First, I want to give a big shout out to my proctologist because I am always pulling shit out of my ass. So.
Thank you. Good. You keep people. You keep people in line. You keep people in work. That's what I love about you.
That's right.
You're a good man for that.
Thank you.
All right, man. So where do you want to start off? Being you're the co-host with the mostest, where do you want to start off? You want to start off? Here's your choices. You got Twitter. You got entertainment news, which may or may not be TMZ. You got Facebook, where we kind of go in on Facebook's going to be interesting, right? Because that's not all just media. That's just normal people too.
Yeah, you too. I know.
Yeah. So we got Facebook, we got YouTube, we got Twitter. Where do you want to start at?
You want to hit the trending on Twitter? That's always good for a laugh.
Let's do it. We're gonna hit the trending on Twitter right now. Let's see here what we got here. I like to always start in the entertainment section of the trending. Holy crap! Right off the bat. What
is that? Who is that? Is that Hermione from Harry Potter? Who's that? Okay, I think that's
dude.
Adele,
okay,
right?
so you told me about this prior. We were going to talk about this. You told me this prior that this is first of all that can't be Adele. I didn't know. I am not. I admit I don't follow Adele, closely, but I didn't know Adele looked like that.
She does now.
I mean, good for her though, right? She looks like she lost. What did she lose? Like a good. I don't want to say
like
that.
maybe
I guess that would
6
be
of her Grammys. I'm not sure. Like
she's doing good for herself.
Yeah. I mean, she was rolling in the deep before, really.
Something about something about the hair, though, right? Is something seem a little off?
I don't know.
The hair scares me.
I'm like, is that her eyebrows? Though,
she didn't have hair like that before, right? Hold up. I'm gonna bring up.
She used to have like straight hair. And...
Adele. I'm gonna bring up. Okay, there it is. Yeah, see, that's the Adele I remember.
Right, wholesome and just
wholesome, right? And this seems like I've done some crazy shit.
She looks like one of Manson's followers, doesn't she?
Yes, in the eyes, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's something off with this. What is the news though? She just showed support. For Beyonce.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna have to talk about Beyonce because you also put me onto that, and that was not something I was expecting. Is she trending? She's got to be trending, right?
She's always trending, isn't she?
Oh shit! Maybe, but let's make a stop off in 6ix9ine-ville.
What does 6ix9ine do this time?
6ix9ine. Okay,
I want to say, yo, why are you always around a whole bunch of security?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Apparently, he dissed Nipsey.
Oh no,
That's
just,
some crazy shit.
He's just asking for it now.
He dissed like three rappers that died recently.
My goodness.
What is? Do you think
is that cloud chasing or what? Like, anything for to get your name out there nowadays.
Let me ask you this: you think? You know how they say like there's that thing on the internet like how long is 6ix9ine gonna live? Do you think that's real? Do you think like there's actually people who want to kill him, or do you think he's played that up?
I would assume so, seeing how he was affiliated with a criminal syndicate, but I'd say the one thing that he's definitely harnessed is the ability to play the villain and really stick it, as the heel for
he's got it down packed, right?
Why your favorite rapper?
He's playing, he's playing the bad guy, and he gets a lot of attention that way. I think it's funny either one way or the other. It's just it's interesting that he's
he said something like why your favorite rapper gets shot. He's not even making any like logical sense.
This guy, can you imagine him like in the era of like Tupac, right? When that was going on, like I don't know if the dog pound would take too kindly to 6ix9ine,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I don't. But that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, okay, have times changed that much? You think that someone like 6ix9ine could exist and actually be like it all be real, and no one gets at him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just can't believe that I don't believe him. I don't believe that he's real. I don't believe that he's
real. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I think that he's like he's created or something. I don't.
Yeah, he's definitely a cartoon character.
I mean, lo and behold, if he gets killed though, then I guess he wasn't.
Yeah.
Right?
It'd be unfortunate, but he's playing with fire for sure.
Okay, so let's go into this Beyonce thing. You're the one who put me onto this, all right? So there's the photo.
Look at this.
So you're saying that she purposely did this?
Yeah. I mean, it's completely intentional to have such kind of imagery. She has to know what they're doing, or she has people working for her that can intervene. Publicists and people who manage her style. She has, I just don't think she's completely oblivious to it. She's definitely complicit in, marketing herself in that way. It's really unfortunate too, because she's such a global superstar that, children look up to her. She's really transcended genres, at this point, pop and hip hop in that regard. And, at least my 2 cents would be like, if you have that kind of position, you have a certain responsibility to, I don't know what demographic she's appealing to.
What do you think?
The eyes wide shut crowd.
I mean, that's what it feels like, right?
Maybe.
I mean, this one's not bad, right? She's on a horse. What does it say on her shirt? What does it say on her shirt? It says Beyonc.
Does it? I think it says
Beyonc. Are these like maybe the names of people who've been killed? I'm not.
Is that Isaac Cappy's name on there? Okay,
what is?
Wasn't sure.
That's not bad, right? That's maybe just like high art or fashion, but this is the questionable one, I guess. I mean, it's like you said,
and the swirl in the middle.
Oh, the swirl in the middle, right? That's a big like pagan thing, one. Right? Okay, but okay, she sees this picture, right? They take the picture. She's obviously aware of this. When she's looking at the picture, if you had to guess, what is she thinking? Is she thinking, I'm doing this to just provoke people and then watch all these people talk about that I believe in the devil? Or is she literally pushing, in your mind, she's pushing imagery that is, negative, I guess?
Because it's subjective, I guess, to say it's negative, whether or not it's interpreted that way.
Yeah.
But in the regard of, in I'd say she has a responsibility as a artist of her nature, to bring, to be, I mean, have somewhat of a wholesome image, and not to really, like if I had, I have daughters, I wouldn't really necessarily want my daughters hanging a poster of Beyonce and,
Right,
the
right.
Baphomet horns on her. It's definitely shocking, and and that's also a real low form of art expression, in my opinion. Like if you have to resort to shock, imagery and stuff like that, why can't you um fall back on your talent, and something of that kind of regard. I mean,
Yeah.
in my opinion,
No,
she
I feel
doesn't.
you. I feel you. I
Yeah,
definitely. I just the thing that gets me right is there like I just don't get like what the. I feel like it's hard for me not to believe that she's not trolling a little bit. Like I
it's
just
possible.
feel like she's like I think when you're making that kind of money and you're
Yeah.
running $1 billion corporation that is Beyonce, I think there's a lot of thought that goes into what can we do to make people talk.
Yeah, but that's her team. I don't think it's necessarily she's
Yeah,
generating that kind of buzz.
sure.
And whether or not her team has a general interest in kind of promoting that kind of you know imagery. I mean, it gets her name in the. I mean, she's falling back on the 6ix9ine kind of playbook of.
Yeah, and that's the point that's kind of disappointing, right? Because she doesn't
Yeah,
need it. She's too
yeah.
talented.
That's my point.
Yeah. Huh. You think there's something that happens when you get like a billion, like a billion, like the $1 billion club, like they put the mask on and they take you into the closet and you know what I mean? Like you think there's maybe something at that time? Because doesn't it seem like everyone who gets to that level seems to do stuff like this eventually?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of odd that they always seem to kind of fall into this kind of uh trendy. You know how it is.
Uh
You
huh.
can kind of see when these guys do this kind of really you know exclusive. I don't know if it's some kind of air of exclusivity, or especially in that world, you already have access to everything, so it's like another level that you can attain to, that's makes you feel special in some way. I don't know. I've never had $1 billion, so it's really hard to kind of
Yeah, I think there's a dude. That's what I think. I
yeah.
think there's a dude shows up to your house as soon as it hits billion. Some dude comes to your house, knock knock knock,
Oh
sits
yeah, I
sits
mean,
you down, opens up a book, shows you some crazy shit, and he's just like, either you're with it or you're not. And then you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and that's just the price you pay. And I don't think anybody's like, fuck it, I'm gonna give my billion back. I
yeah,
think
right.
most of the time they're at that position, they're like, fuck it.
And in today's day and age, I would imagine that it's pretty accurate, because I mean, somebody could show up, right? High-priced lawyer, some kind of firm, publicist, whatever, and make you sign a non-disclosure agreement. Say, hey,
Yeah.
look, we're going to show you some stuff.
Yes.
You're like, hey, look, I'm not with that. Well, yeah, you can't talk about it now, right?
Yeah.
Or we're gonna say goodbye to your $1 million, that $1 billion you just made.
Yeah, like that might have I mean some people say like that's what happened with Chappelle. That's why he
Ah,
left because he didn't want to play the game. And
that makes sense.
he'd seen too many things. Yeah, I don't know, man. So check this out. I found this 40 the best rap albums by artists over 40. Yeah, so check this out. Here was the
Really?
disappointing thing about this list for me. Shout out to Level though. Go to level dot medium if you want to check out this whole article. But the disappointing thing to me was that there wasn't. It seemed like for like here's one, The Roots,
Yeah.
Undone, but that was 2011, right?
Yeah.
Sean Price, rest in peace. Mike Tyson, 2012.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Again, I think he was post 40 on that. Large Professor, 2012.
Yeah, he's damn near pushing 50.
Yeah, yeah, but I also like Ka the Knight's Gambit. You ever heard that?
No, but I
Classic
imagine he's
2010
middle-aged.
classic
Yeah.
rap. Ghostface Killer, 12 Reasons to Die. I'm not arguing with any of these being like some of the
Yeah.
best records by artists over 40, but I was hoping that this was going to be like a current thing. they got LP and Killer Mike Run the Jewels. I actually think the current Run the Jewels album that just came out should be on here. I
Yeah.
think it's pretty groundbreaking, and they're both in their mid 40s. I'd have to say Run the Jewels is, well, maybe Jay, right? Jay 2017, 444.
444.
I'd have to say though, if Pusha T, how old is Pusha T?
Oh, he's pushing 50.
Is he? Is he? Is he?
He's actually
Really?
gonna, right. The older he gets, he's gonna have to be Pusha Low T, right? Because
Pusha
right,
at
you
T.
lose
Pusha T.
testosterone the older you get.
Let's go. 43.
Hey,
Pusha T is 43. So okay, so
I know Chat would have loved that joke. That's funny.
I would say that Pusha T, for me, it's a tie between Pusha T and Run the Jewels as the best rap projects over 40. Royce, I'm not that big of a Royce fan. He's undeniably a genius to me, and he's undeniably top tier MC. I just don't happen to listen to his music a lot, but he's got to be up there. Evidence.
Yeah. I mean, really, I don't know if he's up there. I mean, 5'9"'s not really,
He's low. He's down there. See, this is when we need a gong. That's when we need a gong. We need a gong for that. Little Brother.
Oh yeah.
They came back last year. I think that's the one. That has to be the best one because that's the most current one. 2012. What did you think about the Jay Electronica?
I heard some snippets here and there. And I loved everything I heard from it was amazing. I mean, I know he took a little hiatus, and to hear him come back with such great production quality, and didn't sound like he had a misstep at all. He sounded true to form.
Yeah, I liked it. A lot of people went in hard on him though. They were like, I think they were mostly just mad. Did you know that? Check this out though. I saw this stat down here. Look at this. This is crazy when you think about it. He signed to Rock Nation at 34, and his record didn't come out till he was 43.
Wow.
Talk about patience.
Right. Hiatus there.
That's a loss for the label if you ever seen one. 10 years of signing an artist, and you got one record out of him. All right, man. Let's go. We're going into trending. Let's see. I need to find some juicy stuff here.
Yeah, they got sports back on, right? So that's mostly just athletes and stuff.
Yeah, sports is
so-and-so scored today.
Oh, there's games. I forgot that there was games. Baseball's going on. Baseball's closing though, right? Didn't they say baseball's closing?
I think some of them are closing because I know I heard the Diamondbacks. They tested, half their roster tested positive for COVID, so they had to, rethink that. I don't know. I just think I'm happy it's back, but I don't think it's gonna be for good.
I think UFC's doing a really good job at it. I think they're.
I
think they figured
no one
it
else
out.
is doing that because they figured it out. That's such a smart idea, and I think the private island that they're on over in the UAE, it's not subject to the Nevada athletic commissions or any of these other sports governing bodies. So, I mean, it's a really they took a chance on that, to be honest, and it's pretty good to see that it paid off.
All right, man. Let's get into my
Hellboy. What was that?
We're getting into my favorite topic. I've been on UFO Twitter all week. First, I think we're going to jump over to YouTube just so that we can let's see here. I want to look up. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go UFO sightings 2020 and see what we can come up with here. We're going to decide right now if this shit is real. God damn it. Tired of the bullshit?
The biggest one that, I'd say not the biggest, but the most convincing one I've seen recently was, obviously, this one from the Nimitz. This one's like, the gold standard right now for.
Did you know that there's apparently a color video of this in HD?
Really? Oh, yeah.
And it just has not been released yet, but they have the color video.
Oh, that'd be really cool to see. Because I remember hearing the pilot, he said they had some, they have different spectrums that they could utilize on the ship. So, like, this is infrared, and one of them's like ultraviolet or something like that. So, that'd be pretty sweet to see the HD version of it.
Let's see. We're doing best. Let's go best UFO sightings 2020.
Yeah, let's see what we can get here.
Mysterious lights over Houston. Top 10 UFO sightings. 3.1 million views.
Oh, when did it come out?
Oh, never mind. 7 years ago. Here, this is what we're gonna do. How do we do the filter? Let's go this year.
Yeah,
And let's go by views. Let's see what these motherfuckers are talking about.
yeah. The one that I saw that was really, really cool was there was one. And I don't remember the name of it, unfortunately, but it was like a ship, like a fishing vessel or something out in the waters of the Atlantic Ocean, and the guy was, or maybe one of the Great Lakes, this large body of water, but there were just like maybe a dozen lights in the horizon just hovering there, and they didn't move, and the guy's out in the middle of the ocean, like he even showed like a 360, he's like, there's nothing around, and there's these just lights just kind of chilling, and they start flying around and stuff, but they're all were yeah, those are the ones that are trippy too.
The ones by the space station?
The space station, yeah.
See, but could this just be like junk, right? Isn't there like tons and tons of junk just like floating around our planet?
Oh, it's possible. Have you ever heard of the Black Knight satellite?
Yeah. Which we don't know what that is yet, though, right? Like it's a rock, or it could be a rock or an asteroid, or.
They said it was swamp gas. I'm calling bullshit on that one. Reflected light off Venus or something. You're right. They said that's solar sails. They said it was like a piece of fabric. That was the official story. That it's some kind of fabric that broke off and whatever.
I'm trying to find something that makes me go, all right, I get that. What's this one?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Why do we dude, why don't we have a color video of this yet?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they need to. Well, aren't they officially disclosing and saying, "Hey, look, we're actually investigating it at this point"?
Allegedly, yeah, I think that there's the New York Times. So basically, the New York Times released an article at the beginning of this week, stating that the Pentagon is admitting that they have not closed their investigative side of the UFO phenomenon, and that it's been open and it's constantly been renamed, and now they're going to be under mandate to show some of the stuff that we're actually spending money on, right? This research.
Yeah.
But that's all. To me, it's so ambiguous, and so like it was almost just like because people were talking, oh, this is going to be this huge UFO story, and that's all that came out. But allegedly, from the stuff that I follow online, apparently there's 2 more articles coming, and they have a lot of stuff, and it's all pointing towards us having materials.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much we want to put into that, but that's what the latest talk on UFOs are right now.
Yeah. And that really that kind of that school of thought also reaffirms a lot of things, like like Bob Lazar was saying, and, just kind of like deductive logic with, like, they have excavations and stuff. It would, if there were ever any kind of buried craft or any kind of technology, they excavate it, dinosaurs, what have you, right? Building sites. It'd be really easy to shut all that down, get it out the ground, reverse engineer it.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, the thing is, so this is the talk, right? I follow Grant Cameron. He's a really good guy to follow. Grant Cameron has been doing this work for over 50 years. He's one of the most trusted guys, because he's not really big on the whole alien thing. He's like, that's too far of a jump for anyone to have made yet. But he definitely feels like that there's obviously a presence, and then there's obviously UFOs. But from what him and his colleagues are saying is that within the next few months, most of this stuff is going to roll out. But whether or not the government actually confirms something is he's saying that that's actually never going to happen, because the government, because we've already moved it all out into the private sector. Most of the private sector is the ones who control all of the materials and everything. And that way the government can have deniability. But let me ask you this, though, dude. If this comes out, is it not the biggest story in human history?
Oh yeah, because now like the cover of like Playboy is gonna have a fucking alien chick, right?
Well,
I mean,
I mean, even if we don't contact, right? Even with no contact,
yeah.
if the government says, "Hey, we have a UFO, we've known there's UFOs, and we know they're not human," doesn't everything fall apart after that? Because how can we?
Um.
Because aren't we automatically led to believe then that none of it's real? Like they've been lying to us. If they could lie to us about that, right? The single
Yeah.
greatest question in mankind: Are we alone?
Yeah.
And they've known forever, and they've been lying about that. What
Yeah.
could we believe them about after that?
You're right. Yeah, it's that. I think in on face value, that's what it looks like. But it seems like we've had a time and time again we've been exposed to mishandlings from the government and things like that, and we kind of just we roll over and we go, okay, you're right. We get mad about it at first, but
Yeah.
then it just kind of life goes on and they don't realize
My
it.
brother, I
You know?
feel you so much on that. Like I feel you so
Hmm.
much on that because that is the thing that I wonder if we have reached that point in our society that it's just not even going to matter.
I
You know what I
think
mean?
so. Yeah, I think it's not even. It'll be trending on Twitter. It'll be
Yeah, it'll be a
it'll
pop
be
story.
it'll be a pop star. Yeah.
It should be because to me, in a perfect world, it should mean revolution on the streets. It should mean because
Yeah.
think about it. If that is true, then we can start making these leaps to other
Frontiers. Yeah.
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 But no, I'm saying like us assuming that the government has been dishonest on certain things, right?
Hmm.
So if we had a government that is hiding an alien presence, right?
Yeah.
Do you really think they give a fuck about like race and all that shit, right? Like to them,
Yeah.
so to me, it would seem like most everything that is hard for us to deal with as citizens
Yeah.
would have been created by these same people who've been keeping the secret, and that
Yeah.
those people need to go to jail for the rest of their lives if that's true, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There
The
should be
justice
no
would.
other option.
But yeah, there should be no other option. But life isn't fair like that, right? Like
What do you
they
think it's going
probably
to
will.
take? You think it's
That's a
going to
good.
take a mothership over like Los Angeles for us to be like, oh fuck, like where it's just
Maybe like
undeniable?
Independence Day kind
Yeah,
of. I think something Independence Day kind of happened.
yeah,
Um, but then at the same time, like you're gonna see people who embrace it and want to, they'll just make justifications for it, like try to they won't see the writing on the wall before it's too late. I mean,
have you?
would you automatically assume that they were benevolent, or would you think they were hostile?
That was going to be my question for you right now. You know, I think that it's important for us to. Okay, this is what they might be irreverent. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's really what it might be. It might
Hmm.
be that we notice them as much as, I mean, they notice us as much as we notice ants, right? Like
Yeah.
occasionally you'll go like, hey, look at that line of ants or whatever. But most of the
Hmm.
time you're just massacring them by stepping on them all
Yeah.
day,
Right.
right? And they're
Yeah.
probably not that conscious of you. You don't necessarily exist on their
Yeah.
their level of existence, right?
Yeah.
It could just be that. And that to me is definitely just as terrifying, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just as terrifying that these things that might be stronger than us in every
Hmm.
way um don't even really know that we exist much or don't really
Yeah.
care.
It'd
So
be
that means they
interesting.
could just take this place whenever they wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be very interesting because, like that argument's been, that has been that hypothesis has been thought of, and we also think like, what if they don't, aspire to our train of thought? You know what I mean?
I think
Like,
that's a huge one. Yeah.
what if they don't even perceive life the way we do?
Right.
Or they, because
The
like,
value of it, the
yeah,
meaning of it, like maybe because they could possibly be multi-dimensional, right? So
yeah,
death and life is nothing really to them, right?
yeah,
So why would they
since
care about that with us, right? They would
yeah.
think that we're being simple. Oh, you guys think you die? You guys, oh my God, what babies you guys are. You guys
Right?
think you
Yeah.
die. You cry when people die. Weird. Like they might be like that. And I mean, who
Yeah.
knows, dude? I
Well,
will say this.
this is a. Oh, go ahead.
I'll just say this. I think that if this is a government conspiracy, I've
Yeah.
always said that to me is even more terrifying.
Yeah.
Because if it's all fake and it's all a
Mhm.
government thing, then we have literally a government and a world government that can pull that off, and that's fucking terrifying. That's terrifying that they could let us believe since what, like 54, right? Was that
Right? Yeah.
Area
Roswell.
50? Yeah, Roswell.
Yeah.
Since 1954, that there's literally these things from other worlds that have come here,
Mhm.
and it's part of our consciousness. That's
Yeah.
terrifying, dude. If there's a group who could pull that off and it's
Yeah.
fake, that's almost
Yeah.
more terrifying because that's like evil. That's as
Yeah.
evil as you get.
Yeah, like one of the things that like I kind of entertains me is like the thought of whether or not like you said, it's deliberate, right? Like it could be real, or say like they were trying to pull off a hoax and kind of make us, think of, have that like aliens and all that kind of stuff be in pop culture now, and in
Yeah,
the real no semblance of reality. But like there's something that I always kind of think of, and I see like some philosophers and stuff hold this thought too, right? But like we live on Earth, right? Like as animals live on Earth, so we see that there's other entities on this planet, right?
right.
Animals, bugs, whatever, right? Like just that kind of deductive logic insinuates that if it can happen here, it could also happen in another location. Like, because if it wasn't possible for life to exist in the universe, it wouldn't exist on Earth, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of interesting how.
But I mean, that's dude? To me, sometimes I go down like that deep well of like what, why are we here type thing, right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I suggest to you, don't do that. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
not a
It's
good exercise. It is kind of a waste of time.
yeah.
But
'Cause it's all
occasionally,
hypothesis and
yeah,
speculation.
occasionally I will get myself stuck in that, and
Mhm.
I start thinking like, okay, all right, so if we're just here, right?
Oh,
Like,
look at
say,
that. That's
like,
cool.
what is our purpose, right? Like, if
Yeah.
our purpose, the purpose of life is, we could get woo woo and go like, it's to love people and find ultimate sources of love, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not that strong of an argument, but maybe something in that. Maybe it's connection. Maybe it's
Yeah.
understanding what humans really are. But let's be honest, man. We are
Yeah.
so far from having a world discussion about just
Oh,
what we're doing
absolutely.
here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we
Absolutely.
haven't even had
Yeah.
that discussion yet. That's how much of babies we are. That
Yeah.
if we ask those questions and you're part of like Congress, you get
Yeah.
laughed at. You become a meme.
Right?
Are we living in like some level of insanity? Because it feels like that. If you look for logic in our
Yeah.
reality, you don't find it very much.
Yeah, right. It seems like there's real no law, right? It's almost like a law of chaos. Anything and everything can happen.
Yeah, yeah, and it seems like for whatever reason, I still think that a lot of this stuff, like I think we get carried away a
That
lot of
looks
the
cool, huh?
times. Yeah, that looks really cool. This is Third Phase of the Moon, by the way. If you guys ever want a cool page, they do a really good thing
Yeah.
of they just document all the stuff that people send into them.
Was
But
that Mars?
yeah, but oh man, what was I saying? I'm
I
smoking
was
as
gonna say,
well, by the way.
oh well, I was gonna add to what you're saying
Yeah,
with the aliens. If I can fly around in a Fabergé egg like that alien was, like
yeah.
I'm all about it. Like that looked pretty sick,
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's if we're gonna play the game, let's play the game, right? Like, yeah. Here's it. Here's that Pentagon UFO thing, by the way. CNN's covering it now, so they picked it up yesterday. That's the first time they've covered it. So that means that the story's spreading. Obviously,
Yeah.
the story's spreading. It's on the cover of. It was on the cover of the New York Times, by the way. In case anybody, apparently everybody missed it. because
Yeah.
nobody seemed to give a fuck.
Oh
But
yeah, it seemed like nobody gave a shit this
no,
year.
dude.
That there was a, I know we're preoccupied with COVID and everything else, but they also admitted to having aliens, and
Yeah, bro.
nobody really gave a
What's
shit.
happening to us? Like I feel like sometimes if, like I said, oh yeah, if we're gonna go down that road, let's go down the road. Let's go deep dive.
Yeah.
If there was an alien presence and
Mhm.
the government made part of that agreement, right? Like they took
Yeah.
part in an agreement to hide the story or whatever. The way it's been handled was an
yeah.
agreed upon thing. Say that, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Then what chance do we have anyways? Right?
Yeah.
What chance do, like, what are we going to do as a people? Hey, let's all get together and
Right, strengthen numbers, right? But
I
like
mean,
that's
do
the
what?
thing.
What are we going to rush at some
Yeah.
point? Like,
Yeah.
it's weird when people talk about like physical revolutions, especially in America, because it seems nobody ever wants to take on the answer of what happens once we do take over the cities and now there's just the military bases. Are we? We're rushing the military base? Really? We're going to find some plane. Hopefully, the military will side with us. Is that what we're hoping? Like, what do we actually think would happen? Because they're saying, a lot of experts say America is not. It's built into the infrastructure that we're not. There's not a revolution. We don't have a revolution in us anymore.
Yeah.
That's built into the infrastructure. It's not possible.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things I remember that's an interesting take, but like Timothy Leary, right? I remember I was reading something about him, and he was trying to essentially force LSD on large populations of the armed services and stuff like armed forces, and the ones that were susceptible to it didn't have any desire to fight against their fellow man, and woman.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting, like I wonder if that's where it lies in the mind, like we've already attained everything with the physical, and now it's about spirituality in the mind, and that kind of stuff. Because I mean, if that was the case, right, say there was like he was successful in driving around and trying to give as much people LSD as he could, right?
Yeah,
Say he was really
right.
It caught on, and it became
we dropped
the
them over.
norm.
We dropped them over a city in liquid
like,
form. Everybody inhaled it, and everybody
right?
figured out how dumb we were being.
Yeah, that would probably be what it would take. But I mean, as you can see, like, all right, those kind of drugs, those psychotropic drugs are, they're not.
Well, there's definitely a rise in use, and in fact, yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. I know what I want to show you. There's definitely a rise in the use of psychedelics, though, I would say within the last 5 years, and especially that it's been introduced in. Dude, Oprah did ayahuasca,
Yeah.
so so I've actually heard like my mom and her friends talk about like psychedelics, and and for that to be touching that generation as well, which were totally they bought the say no to drugs hook, line, and sinker, right? Like that was a generation that was just didn't question it. For them to be questioning now, for sure, we're having a new a renaissance in psychedelics, and maybe just like we've seen with weed, because for sure weed has affected the planet within the last 10 years more so than ever, because people are using it openly. People, and you know what happens with weed. You could call it a stoner thing. You could say, oh, that's woo woo or whatever. But I've rarely ever known anybody of sound mind who's smoked weed and not had some sort of experience that they at least cherished or that rocked them, right?
Yeah.
And to me, both those things are very much needed in our day-to-day lives that might not exist at all in our day-to-day lives unless you smoke weed. How many of our friends do we know that smoke weed and they say that's the way I relax?
Oh yeah, right.
That's crazy though. If you think about it, like, so they can't find relaxation at all in your day-to-day. So but that happening and people getting that type of medicine, as we move forward and more people do it, and the more, I mean, the thing is, dude, we might just be complaining and complaining might be a part of the human existence in that we think
Mm-hmm.
that development should move faster. And the
Yeah.
reality is it might just be moving at the pace that it should, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like for sure this pandemic is horrible. There's a bunch of shit that's happening that is very negative, but I've heard some of the greatest minds in the world talk about already that for sure a renaissance will follow. It's
Yeah.
kind of what we do as people. We'll learn all this information. We'll have all these new insights, and
Yeah.
some good things will come out of it, and some bad things
Mhm.
will come out of it. And I think that we're constantly having that battle of, no, it's got to all be good, or it's got to all be
Yeah.
bad, you know? And I think that's, at some point, I was telling Chesky Ramos, he was on the Crappy Awesome show.
Mhm.
Um,
Shout
and
out to Chesky Ramos.
yeah, shout out to Chesky. And was he a UFO experiencer? I think he was. I think he talked about it on one of his prior
Yeah.
episodes. But I was saying we need to go back and have those. Do you remember the More You Know commercials? Are you old
Yeah,
enough?
I remember.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Saturday morning.
For people who don't know what that was, well, let me
Mhm.
see. Maybe I can find one here on YouTube. But the More You Know commercials were basically like, it would be like a topic like patience.
Yeah.
It's good to be patient because that makes people,
certain
calm
life
or whatever.
lessons and things like that.
Yeah, life lessons
Yeah.
are right, but it was very basic. It was like
Mhm.
kindness, Here's
Yeah.
one with Matthew Perry.
10 things you want most out of life and just yell them out at me. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. That's good. Oh, that's good.
It's interesting, right?
Me
Like
too. Okay, now,
they
stop.
you remember the
I'm gonna show you
cereals?
a
Like I
way
don't know
you
if you
have
watched that
all
show
of these
G.I.
things
Joe.
that-
Remember they used to have little like cereals about
Look, it's like stay in school.
Stay in school.
Okay,
I'm dropping out. Thanks a
And
lot,
he, and
friends.
he'll usually be based on, it'll be like stay in school, and then he'll give the reason, and the reason will be something super logical, like,
Mhm.
98% of people who graduate from high school get better jobs, or so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like we almost need those more things, like, hey, the more you know, we are on a planet that is in space.
Mhm.
We know, did we forget that we're in space? That's a thing we should think about from time to
Yeah.
time,
It was a subtle form of propaganda too, right? And it was,
Yeah,
ways
but
to
we
keep- don't
should
smoke and
have
stay in
like,
school and-
yeah, well, let's have like positive propaganda. Like, hey,
Yeah.
like skin color, it's just pigment. The more you know.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, because I feel
Yeah.
like we've gone to such a level of like craziness that I think we for sure as a people have like kind of forgot the basics a lot,
Oh yeah, and that thing you were saying about like how I think it's innate, ingrained in our biology to like complain about the speed of development. Like something that always kind of reminds me of that is like China, right? Like China was around for like 5,000 years, and we've only really been around for like 200 and some years.
Yeah.
And
That's what I say
you know-
about hip hop all the time. I when people
Interesting.
complain about things in hip hop, I'm like, you guys
Yeah.
know we're like super young, right? Like
yeah,
compared to like jazz or rock and
like
roll,
30
like
years, yeah, like
yeah,
30
dude, like
years.
it's nothing. We're still young. Like we're still kind of
Yeah.
figuring shit out. At some point, like, dude, do you remember? I remember growing up in hip hop and hearing that they're like the thought of a 40-year-old rapper was crazy. That was crazy. In fact,
Yeah.
I would have bet at the time that would have never happened ever. And now I look at it in retrospect and I'm
Yeah.
like, what a weird thought to have, that
Yeah.
things wouldn't just progress like they always have with everything, right?
Yeah.
And attached to progression every time is anger, sadness, and happiness, right?
Yeah.
Like every part of progression is, because people for the most part are not comfortable with change.
Oh, yeah.
That's a normal human emotion. That doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. That's a very normal thing. It's bred into
Yeah.
our DNA to keep us safe, right? Like find
Yeah.
a home, build a fire, live next to some water,
Right.
like
yeah.
it's these things that, and then don't leave, because if you leave, jaguars will kill you.
Yeah.
Like that shit has been bred into us forever. But technology is making it so that we've definitely fallen behind in advancement as people. Like technology is advancing quicker than we are as
Yeah.
people. And I
Yeah.
think that's what we're seeing worldwide right now.
You think
Like
that's gonna be the
worldwide, we're
future?
seeing. Yeah, I think that we're seeing.
Like AI and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like sentient robot and machines. Like
Do you know who Ray Kurzweil is?
yeah.
Okay, so for people who don't know, he's a inventor, one of the smartest people on the planet. And also
That's the Segway guy, right?
yeah, he invented the Kurzweil. Well, basically, he the first person to invent sound generated like keys,
Mhm.
right? So for hip hop, there'd be
Oh, that's
a lot of
yeah.
stuff in hip hop, like the
Yeah, yeah.
Kurzweil keyboard. That's
Okay.
him. But he also is one of the leading minds in AI right now. And his belief is that as prices drop, right? Prices drop in technology. We've seen this, right? That you have one of those things in your pocket right now, the cell phone. It
Yeah.
used to be $1 million. It used to be
Yeah,
$1
right.
million to have that kind of technology. You can get it for free right now. You can get 3 of them for free if you just sign up for Sprint. Right? So the price of technology is going to consistently go down. As it goes down, we're going to see that that people are going to be able to afford and new technology. We're going to get used to technology, and at some point, and we see this already, right? Like we're going to be playing GTA 5 on Twitch.
Yeah.
I play it already. I just started playing it, and I think that I'm a great case study for it because I was not a gamer, so I entered it kind of with no preconceived notions.
Oh,
I
interesting.
immediately realized, like, oh, if you hang out in GTA 5, which looks exactly like parts of LA, parts of LA that I'm actually familiar with, so there's a kind of that mental connection, and then my character looks like me, and then I meet up with friends that look like their characters, and I can hear and talk to them, and we're walking around. That is not a huge leap from that to us living in AI.
Oh yeah, right.
That's a very small leap. Bro, if they just get it down better, if it just looks better, and we get the sensory stuff
I mean,
that
the
comes with
graphics
it.
are great right now.
Yeah, they're already great. Dude, have you seen like real in like hold up, did you see we're gonna talk about Mike Tyson, by the way, but
oh yeah. Did you hear he's fighting Roy Jones Jr.?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that shit. Talk about older. Yeah, so Real Engine. Here's the Unreal Engine 5, right? So look at the
We have
quality
some new stock
in this gameplay. I mean, like that's game. This is
that's game footage. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
That's
Unreal is I think they first introduced that in Diablo, I think.
Look at this.
And it's just been getting better and better.
That's insane. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that looks real.
It looks photorealistic. I mean, it looks like she's in a real cavern, you know.
Yeah, dude, look at the dust as the rock falls. Look at you can see the dust. And, okay, so if we can do this, right? And so the only thing that we're working on, which by the way, I know what I'm getting for Christmas. I have to get it. I'm getting the Oculus Rift. You know what that is?
Body stimulation?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting Oculus Rift because I want to get into this world already. I want to know.
Oh, yeah.
I want to watch it advance. So if you can do Oculus Rift, which is a 360, it has sensors around your head. It's basically you just put on these goggles. The concept has been around forever, but they've really gotten this technology down to you not needing to have anything else. It reads your entire body, just with the goggles. So the game will be able to scan you 360 and put you into the game. So now you're into the game first person, right? When you look down at your hands, you see hands or your character's hands or whatever. Once they add smell, right? Like touch, which is, you can conceive of those things that are probably not that far, right? Then that's it. There it is, right? And so Kurzweil says that we will get to that point, and then once we get to that point, we're going to have, he predicts that there will be a culture war because the highest level of this will be expensive at first, because it always is. So for a good part of the future, there's going to be a population that has all these things. And they're living there mostly while we're living in the normal world. Right? And so there'll be you can think of all these social things that'll come along with that. Taxes, like are people paying? They live in the game. They don't even have, should they pay taxes? Like there's going to be a ton of things that come out of that. And he's been predicting this. In fact, there's a really cool movie about him called Transcendent Man. It's a
Yeah, yeah,
documentary called Transcendent Man about Ray Kurzweil, and he explains the whole thing. And so far, he's been spot on in predicting
yeah.
technology.
Yeah, I like listening to these guys who are futurists, and these guys who can kind of make the leaps. They can see the writing on the wall, and we're at a great time right now. It's amazing because, like, I'm getting pretty old. I was born in the '80s, and just to see, like, I remember how technology was just absolutely crap, compared to like now. Maybe not crap, right? Because at the time, we had like microwaves and
Right?
VCRs.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so,
It was cool
but
for
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 what
the
it was.
time. Yeah.
But in comparison to now, I would have never, and I was a gamer from the early '80s. I never would have. I remember having these kind of fantasies about how are the games gonna look when I'm an adult, and
Yeah.
it just exceeds my wildest expectations. Like
Yeah.
no one ever could have foresaw the leap of technology and how it got developed in
Well,
such a
I
way,
mean, think about the
and it's just gonna get
concept.
better.
Yeah, think about the concept of living in the game. We
Hmm.
had that idea the moment we made a game. The
Oh yeah.
very first time we made a game, people started talking about, like, what would it be like if we could be in that game, right? Because the reality is, if you're in this video game and you're doing, okay, I can't do that. I can never go there. I don't
Yeah.
know. You know what I mean? I would never be doing that, but in this world I could, right? If they could figure out, so again, we got that part covered, and then you drop in AI, which is
Yeah.
able to process these things quicker, faster, and have way more contact with its players than
Yeah.
ever before. All you got to do is figure out the feeding thing, and people will check into this shit and never leave.
I agree. I mean, this game looks really cool too. It's the Yazi simulator, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like it would be really cool. I can't wait, honestly, because I remember there was a demo for like I wouldn't say 4D because I don't think it was true 4D, but
Uh-huh.
they utilized 3D, but then also external stimuli,
Yeah.
touch, smell, and I mean it was very, very immersive. But this was 10, 15, 20 years ago, and you know Mike Tyson used to like now. What do you think the odds are over under? You think people are gonna think he's gonna start biting again,
No.
or no?
No. Now, have you listened to Mike Tyson's podcast?
Yeah, he's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, dude. He did, for people who don't know, he did a DMT toad, which
Yeah.
it's basically they take the poison from this toad, and they burn it into your skin, and you basically it's DMT. If people who don't
Yeah.
know what that is, you can look it up. It's a psychedelic. It's one of the it is, I guess, considered the strongest psychedelic on the planet, next to ayahuasca.
Yeah.
And so he did that, and apparently had this life-changing experience. And dude is like, when I listen to his podcast, you forget how smart Mike was. Like, he wasn't expressive. It took him a long time to figure out how to talk. You know what I mean? Like, it took him a long time. But brain-wise, there's probably no smarter boxer ever. Maybe Ali. But Tyson, he's a fucking genius. And the way he looks at the world now, imagine putting psychedelics in that dude. But look at this dude.
Yeah.
Put psychedelics in this motherfucker, right?
Really sad,
Look how
like,
fast he is at 50, bro. This
like
is 50.
CTE and shit like that. Like he's got to be careful, man. Like, cause he's such a visionary, and
I think he's only going to do
Yeah.
one, though. From what I hear, it's only one. He just wants to, like, kind of prove it to himself that he
Yeah.
could get himself back. I mean, dude, he looks great. His work. Oh, this is where he was showing Francis Ngannou from the UFC.
UFC. That's a bad motherfucker.
That's
too,
a bad
right?
motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, he offered to fight Tyson, and Tyson said no, thank you. But I think on the flip side, have you seen interviews with Roy Jones Jr.?
Not recently. I
Okay.
remember seeing one a long time ago, and he was on a good one.
Well, Mike doesn't
He's
need to
gonna
worry.
dance the whole
Mike is
time, I
not
know.
the CTE guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's more Roy.
Yeah,
There they are,
and
side to side. Because Roy is almost, you can almost not understand what he's saying at all.
Yeah, you can tell this is the onset of it, and that's kind of sad too. Like, you've heard like Vander Holyfield. I remember when he was articulate, and he was very like, and you could tell.
Oh yeah, now it's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they're just. I hear they're going to do one and done. I don't know if I totally buy. I mean, but fucking look at Tyson.
Yeah, I don't know if they're really gonna be. I don't know if they're really gonna be fighting each other.
Yeah.
It might be like a friendly kind of.
I think
sparring
he,
point, kind of thing.
TMZ caught him, and he said that he indeed is looking for the knockout.
I'm so excited to see that you're back in the game.
Yeah, he said that Foreman is.
Look at that.
He's jacked, bro.
Everybody wants to know, is this going to be a knockout, a Mike Tyson knockout fight?
Was he USADA? They tested him?
No, hell no. He's got a whole. This dude's got a whole tub of Mexican vitamins in him right now. That's got him feeling like he's 21.
In there.
That's right. I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it like that.
Shit.
Because I mean, 53. I don't know, but I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I could barely get out of bed this morning. Look at Mike Tyson. Like,
yeah, dude. Hey, would you do like TRT or anything? Like if you could
like
afford
some kind of growth hormone or something? Or
yeah, if you could, like, would you
replacement?
Yeah.
No, like, cause I'm half Italian, so I have like an overabundance of fucking testosterone.
I would do it. I would do it for sure.
I see the benefits of, especially these like athletes and like UFC. I see a lot of how the sports science has really gotten so well.
I mean, dude, you don't want to be young for
amazing.
as long as you can.
Oh, it would be,
and feeling great, like.
I would do stem cells.
I mean, that's what
like that.
I'm doing what Rogan does. All of it. I'm doing all of it. I'm doing fucking TRT, alpha brain. He gets shocked by eels. You know what I mean? People kick him in the nuts. Like, I'm doing everything. Here's my theory. Like, to get back to what we were talking about, right? The AI and stuff. I think if you can live to us getting AI down, or at least having some feasible AI a lot, you're going to live forever. I think we're going to get to a point where we're going to be able to call it when you call it.
Yeah.
I think
if your consciousness could be transferred to something.
Bro, we're not that far.
Date.
That's the crazy part. We're not that far from
you heard of the Neuralink, right?
Yeah.
The dude from
that's what it's going to be.
Elon Musk is doing that.
The technology's already there, bro. Dude, they're talking about inserting a Neuralink and getting a paralyzed person to be able to walk right away. Just rewiring the part of the brain.
Yeah.
Injecting stem cells. Mm-hmm. And then the Neuralink is basically talking to the stem cells in your body, telling them what to do. I mean, we are going to see, like, again, if you take care of yourself, you live long enough, you're going to see the superhuman. You're going to see Mars for sure, right? That's just right around the corner.
Yeah.
So, and you're going to see the creation of AI, right? And that's not counting
within our lifetime
all the crazy stuff that's currently happening and how that's going to play out. We're going to see tons of that, right? But I mean, that if there's ever been an argument to try to extend your life, if you want to live longer and see something that's going to be, I mean, we're going to see the moment you can plug into the game. Mm-hmm. It's over, bro. It's a wrap.
Or customizable body, bro. Like, I'm gonna be swapping out torsos.
Whoa, isn't that what? Have you heard of CRISPR?
Yeah.
So CRISPR is that for people who don't know, it's like gene editing, right?
Yeah.
At a molecular level, so that they're able to basically edit the genes,
sequence the entire genome, and
in like sperm and eggs, so that you could pick all the way up to like right now it's a viable thing where you can pick eye color, you can pick hair color, you can pick height. So I mean, that's one step away.
Have you ever seen the movie with Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman called Gattaca?
Yeah, I love that movie. I love that movie. That's basically, they predicted that shit.
They predicted that shit.
Yeah.
And
that's what it
now.
Dude, that's what it so that actually Gattaca covers the theory of Ray Kurzweil. You remember how in that movie the richer people, the people who could afford it, were able to edit their genes, and then the people who just had deficiencies. In fact, I think Ethan Hawke's character, he just wears glasses. Like, nothing really was wrong with him, right? Didn't he have like asthma or something?
Yeah, like astigmatism.
And But in a
That was
world of
enough, right?
superhumans,
Yeah.
you're a different
Yeah.
thing.
It's
You
very
know,
interesting.
and that's what Kurzweil predicts, that part of our future is almost unavoidable.
Yeah.
Because that's going to come no matter what, unless somehow our society breaks down before that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially the advancement in medical science and development and technology. I'm surprised it's not happening now, to a degree, because I think what's holding them back is just like certain Geneva Convention accords and
That's
ethics, ethical ethics and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I know in China they successfully they spliced a monkey and a pig.
What? Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here. Hold up.
Yeah,
Hold up. We don't do an internet show. You can't just be dropping shit like that.
Drop that one on
China pig monkey. That's gotta
Yeah.
come in.
And so
China
it
pig
actually lived
First pig.
through.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and it
You're
lived
not
through,
lying.
In China, researchers.
Hold up.
and they're
Get the fuck
doing
out of
it
here.
for organ.
This is a pig monkey.
Organ harvesting.
This is a
Yeah.
motherfucking pig monkey.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
So like they know that this is my theory. I think this is like one of the more normal looking chimeras, right?
Yeah.
Where the one that they said was successful.
I hear what you're
believe they
saying.
said, but I believe they said it resembled, it took attributes of a primate, right? We're 99%
Oh shit!
primate.
I didn't even think about that.
You know what I mean? So it's like a pig man, and
that's
just like in
fucked up.
Seinfeld.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a pig that's smart.
Yeah. And think about this: they had to kill it, right? Can you imagine being born? You're sentient
Shit.
at a primate level, right? Primates are intelligent like we are. They know they're what's the word when they can they see themselves in the mirror and they can self-identify.
You fucked me up right now, bro. That fucked me up right now. Holy shit! I didn't even think about. So this monk, it has a monk. Wow, but it's a fucking pig.
Yeah. So because pigs have multiple
Do you think it's
stomachs or
tasty?
something like that, or kidneys? Oh man, can you imagine? Like, then we're talking about food now, right?
Are you thinking? I mean, Eddie, do you think it's tasty?
No.
You don't think it's? It could.
I mean,
taste good.
can you imagine? Like, cannibals must be just like so.
I love
happy about
carnitas.
this, right?
Carnitas is my shit. So.
Well, just think about cannibals right now. They got carnitas.
That would be carnitas for them.
Yeah, that would. I feel like we should maybe do that and give those to cannibals, and then just like, you know what I mean? It's almost like we're meeting halfway. You don't have to kill any more people, but these are tasty like carnitas. Holy shit, dude! I thought you were bullshitting. I thought you were. I tried to call you out on the first show, and if there's a fucking pig monkey.
No, you can thank my proctologist for this one.
What?
I was pulling shit out of my ass, man.
When was he talking to you? Oh, what is this? Okay, this is not real, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any
What is
footage of. Whoa.
They say this is a pig with a monkey's face. That's fucked
No,
up. That's
it's
not.
just like-
That's just a
That's like a genetic mutation or something.
yeah, right. Look. Oh, that was close. Hold up. Oh yeah, there it is.
But they described the chimera because it came through gestation, right? Like they actually were able to deliver it in an artificial womb and all that stuff. They said it resembled, a primate and a pig.
Oh,
like
I want to
it
see that
had-
one. Where the fuck is that
Oh,
one?
they didn't show. That's what I'm saying. They're not going to show you that. 'cause that's
This little dude walking around.
That's gonna fuck shit up. You know what I mean? Like
He's like, "What the fuck? I'm a pig."
China's very, very smart on that one.
Oh, that happened in China. Oh, it happened in China.
Yeah, because there's like human, ethics violations and all that stuff. Can you imagine Mike? Who do you think would win a fight, Mike Tyson or Mike Tyson?
Or a
pig,
fully grown monkey pig.
Pig. Yeah, monkeys are strong as
Yeah,
hell,
yeah.
right?
The monkey will fuck him up. Monkey will rip his arms off. Mike would put up a valiant fight. He would never cry. All the way until his head got ripped off. He would never cry. But he would lose the fight.
That'd be interesting because it's like right where the apex predator, the top of the food chain. Like, especially like somebody like Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah.
Like, can we put Mike Tyson up against other species and see who would win?
Mike could fuck up a.
He could fuck up a lion
Mm.
or a fucking tiger.
He had lions though, right? He had lions, so maybe. I don't know. I feel like if Mike Tyson
And not a fair fight.
punched like full force, think about this, full force,
Yeah.
punched a lion in the face, he could probably break that lion's face, and that lion would run away.
Well, those lions, those cats have like their reflexes are amazing, and they weigh like 800 pounds.
Okay,
Right?
well, I'm saying maybe this lion was looking for a fight. Maybe this lion was like, "Go ahead, I'll let you get the first hit." If Mike gets the first hit, I think Mike could beat a shark.
Yeah, sharks have they don't have opposable thumbs. That's an easy one.
Okay. I think Mike could beat. I just don't think Mike can beat any kind of primate. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, maybe a small, like one of those little small monkeys, but like a gorilla. Nah, a gorilla will fuck Mike up.
Fuck Mike up. I've seen like chimpanzees, especially because I remember as a kid I went to the zoo, and they had this glass on display where the chimpanzees were trying to escape. And the glass was maybe 8 inches thick, right? It was like support glass.
Yeah.
And they were fucking that shit up with their hands, like cracks, and you could see like fists, impacts and stuff like that. Like they were not fucking around.
Yeah,
I would not want to meet a primate in the wild. No way.
Oh, they just fucked up a monkey.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they're just killers, dude. Right? Like they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, did you hear about the war? Do you know they documented there was a war, right, between primate
them?
Okay,
factions?
hold on.
Oh wow.
Hold on.
This is real shit.
Monkey war. Hold on.
No,
Hold on. We
primate
fact
war.
check everything.
Primate war.
Chimpanzee war.
Chimp. Okay, chimp war should be it.
Yeah, chimp war.
Chimp War of the Chimps. The brutal 1974-1970. Good God, Mike. How the fuck you are? I knew you should have been on this show. See, that's what I'm saying. These motherfuckers.
So they observed that they had human type of tendencies, like gangs, right? And
yeah,
packs and
weapons
gangs,
and shit.
Territory. Like they had patrols, so like you couldn't go to this part of the jungle, right? If you went to this part of the jungle, you get fucking killed.
And it went on for 4 years. Oh shit!
Yeah, a lot of them died too. Like this particular clan, I guess, or group. They ended up like getting almost all of the region. Like it was a turf war. Sticks, right? They had weapons.
Yeah. Do you know that scientists have said that primates on the planet right now have finally gotten to their next phase of evolution?
I would believe it.
Yeah. That they're entering like the early stages of Cro-Magnon.
Yeah. Well, there's Jane Goodall. She was pretty cute back in the day, bro.
She was a G, huh?
Yeah.
She did not give a fuck.
I remember she had that.
She would slap the shit out of a monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. See, she didn't give a fuck. The monkeys, they liked her. Yeah, fuck that, dude. I'm not going there.
A war like none other. It's actually a trailer for Planet of the Apes. I don't know. Just.
All right, give me one more. Give me one more thing. We're almost getting ready to wrap up. What should we do? What should we leave them with?
Had any of the trending Twitter topics changed up yet?
Let me see.
Sometimes they change.
The Bella twins? No. 6ix9ine has risen in the trending.
What's Harry Potter up to?
90 Day Fiance. God, dude, look at this is America right now. This is the world. I'm sorry. So number 1 is Aaron Judge. What is RHOP? Movies.
Real Housewives of something.
Oh, look at you, dude. Look at you. God damn it. Dude, this show was meant for you. Giannis, you know what that is? Number 3.
I'm assuming because of all the sports, it's probably a athlete or something.
Okay. Yep. Wow. Okay, you're fucking 3 for 3 so far. Number 4, Winona Earp. What are they talking about, Winona Earp? You know?
That's a show, I think.
Oh, it's a TV show?
Yeah.
Yep, catch the new episode of Windows. Holy shit.
Bro, I don't even use Twitter. It's just
90
like,
Day
you know.
Fiance, you know that one. That's a gimme.
Yeah.
Harden, gimme.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Rockets,
gimme.
gimme. All Rise. That's the Yankee shit. PJ Tucker, you know who that is?
No, I'm gonna assume another athlete.
Okay, let's see here. Yep. Nope. Cut man, trainer, waterboy should jump through the ropes and attend to PJ Tucker. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, they're just clowning him. Poor guy. PJ.
Poor guy.
Middleton.
I'm
10.
assuming, yeah, they're probably more athletes.
Yep. Yes, people are in the sports.
Of
The
course.
Shy, we know what that is. We don't fuck with anything past 15 on this show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're not
Let's
even.
see.
You're not worth talking about yet.
We go to like what, news or entertainment or something. We
Okay,
go
what about
TMZ.
this one?
Wanna
Here's a
go
good one.
TMZ.
Let's go out on this. President
Oh,
Trump
like banning
plans.
TikTok. Oh,
What an idiot! Why would he do that during a? Yeah, I think it was because they're Chinese owned, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like this, I was going to ask you about that. So, how does that work exactly? Because, I mean, we don't have like a limits on with our economy as far as nationality. You know, it's like if you're a
Right.
publicly trading company, I could see them maybe expelling them from the Nasdaq or the S&P
But if we
or something like that.
say
But
if we hit them with like some kind of espionage thing, I would assume that that's what they would go towards.
I mean,
I
'cause
know they're
there's, like-
saying a lot of it's a security. He says their
Yeah.
security's bad, all that kind of stuff.
but like Zoom, right? Like Zoom's a Chinese company.
Yeah, but they haven't said anything bad about Trump. Zoom is
I
obviously
really feel
playing its
bad for
cards.
Vine.
Yeah, they got the
Good.
school districts in there.
Yeah, they're not. They're cool. Like, but yeah.
I feel bad for Vine, man. You remember Vine, right? Like,
Oh, dude. Well, I mean, they couldn't. I mean, I feel bad right now for Gary Vee because he's been saying TikTok was going to be the thing forever, and I think this might be the one that he might not have gotten right.
yeah.
Because I think for the most part, a lot of people, older people, tried it,
Yeah.
and they just didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go outside and do a dance, bro. Like, I'm just not. You know?
Yeah,
If
it's
I had
very
some beers
funny.
in me, maybe, and then it's just not appropriate. It's not appropriate. I shouldn't be on TikTok drunk when there's 12-year-olds on there.
It's right.
It's just not appropriate ever.
Yeah. We're gonna fuck back to Snapchat and all that stuff. Yeah.
What about Trump saying that he might delay the election?
That's interesting. They just delayed the election in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I just saw that. That's where
Oh,
that's where this
man.
dumbass gets his ideas, though. You know what I mean? Like,
That's too
he just goes like,
far-fetched,
"But they
yeah.
get to do it. How come we don't get to?" He can't. I mean, legally, he can't do it. I don't think he understands that. Well, he doesn't
Yeah, there's
understand the
some kind of
law.
ramifications for postponing the election. I mean, but there might be some kind of loophole, like with executive order, or if they declare, or if I think if we're at war, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they do
Yes.
that for
Yes, they can do.
Eisenhower?
Yeah, they can do
right?
that for war.
Yeah.
And also, no sitting president who's had a war has ever lost a re-election.
Yeah, look out, Iran.
Yeah, dude. What I'm hearing the talk is right now, like the cards on the table from what I'm hearing is universal income. That both
Oh.
candidates are actually talking about kind of throwing that in as like their thing.
Andrew Yang's just hating on him right now.
Yeah,
huh?
dude. Come on. Talk about robbing
Right?
my Asian brother.
Talk about
These
fucking that guy over.
motherfuckers, man. But yeah, that's what I hear. I hear that's like going to be a big one in the next few months. So we'll be covering that. We'll be bringing that to you.
Yeah.
I can't wait for election time because me and Mackie are going to do 48 hours nonstop
Straight.
streaming
Oh yeah,
for election time. We're going to be there.
We're
We're going to
doing
be
it.
bringing you the stories,
bringing you every incumbent,
everything.
every hanging Chad.
Brother, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was a lot of fun.
I've been wanting to do this for a while. I needed the right co-host. You're the man.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're perfect for this thing, guys. If this is your first time tuning into anything we do, you can check us out at PlatformCollection.com. Go there, support all the artists that we support. We are nothing without them. They are the reasons we do this. So, guys, keep making shit. Keep yourselves happy. We know we're in a crazy time right now. And also, we are looking for an opening theme song. So if you have the skills that pay the bills, we're taking any kind of music, right? Yeah, as long as it fits.
Sees the internet.
Yeah, Chris sees the internet. But if you guys can put anything together, send it to us and we'll put it on, and we're gonna give you a bunch of free stuff if you win.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make you famous. You're gonna be famous after that. You're gonna be on the most popular internet show in the last 2 minutes.
Oh yeah,
for sure, without a doubt.
Oh,
We're killing it.
We need to check the trending. I think we're on there already.
I don't even want to. We'll save it for the next show. All right, my brother. I'll see you next time, guys. We'll see you, Eddie. When are we on again?
Oh man, I think on Friday.
Friday?
Shit.
Friday 7. Anyways, just follow at Platform Collection on Instagram. Go there now. In fact, if you're not following, go there, follow them, and we'll be posting our schedule. We are the first show on this new season of shows coming up.
Yes, Friday. Sorry.
Yeah, so we'll be back Friday at 7 o'clock.
7.
And that's kind of what we're playing with right now. If you guys like those days, let us know too. If those days don't work, we're willing to work with you guys.
Let me fit a plug. Can I fit a plug in here real quick?
Yes, man,
Thursday,
for sure.
Thursday, Mac and My Day, only on the Platform Collection Network.
Yes, do that. Yes, man, please go do that. And we got merch. We got merch. Go to platformcollection.com right now. Buy some merch if you want to support us.
Bye.
How to do it?
And by the way, if you
up there,
if for any reason you guys just feel like supporting us, sharing this show is more than enough.
Oh yeah.
Click a little share, click a little likey. We'll be friends for our life. We'll give you hugs and smooches.
Wow.
We'll see you guys next time. Chris sees the internet. Bye.